Good morning, everyone. So I didn't get back to you as to what happened after the septic system was drained out. We've had some bad news. The drainage pit, which is here, is full of roots from trees that have been planted too close and a massive fig tree, which its roots will go hundreds of metres to find water. So it doesn't matter where we put a drainage field, really. That fig tree is going to cause us some problems. Of course, the other problem is we have a big gum tree as well. And its drip line comes out to where pretty much here, which is part of the drainage field. So the drainage field is full of roots. But that's not the only problem, and that's actually not what's caused us the biggest problem. Now, I was asking the plumber what he thought this was, because it's kind of just a hole in the ground, and he reckons from the looks of it, it's an old toilet. But I also asked him what this was. Now, it's not just the fact that there's a blue barrel dug into the ground. If you look inside the blue barrel, which I'm not sure if you can see it, you probably can't. Oh, yeah, there you go. There's pipes, and they started pumping this out to find out whether it was sewage, and it's not sewage, it's groundwater, and every time we pumped it out it filled right back up to that level. The other thing as part of this is there's a bit of corrugated iron here that appears to be hollow underneath and covered with plastic, so we're not quite sure what this was, unless it was going to in time be a homemade septic system for a caravan or something. Just not really sure. But the big problem that we're having with our septic system is groundwater, because after they'd pumped this dry, it just kept filling back up again, and when it filled back up again, so did the septic tank. So water was pouring back into the septic tank, and it wasn't sewage, it was groundwater. So our septic system is not only full of roots, it has also got groundwater, causing us major issues. And our plumber has been in touch with the Logan City Council and found out that we actually can't have a septic system here anymore, so we have to go up to a different model of sewage treatment, which is actually going to be really good, because once the water's gone through the sewage treatment, it's actually going to be drinkable water, which is going to be a wonderful savings on water, because on the farm we've got that tank and that tank for drinking water, which is 25,000 litres each, so 50,000 in total, and it's totally dependent on rain and what we can catch on our roof, which isn't a huge roof because it's quite a small house, well, in comparison to where we were. So yes, and the plumber has just gotten back to me and told me that it's going to cost $24,000 to get this repaired, to get the old system taken out and to put a new system in that's compliant with council regulations, which is actually not necessarily a bad thing that we can't have a septic system, because a septic system would cost $30,000 to put in. So yeah, it's a little bit of a blow. We're hoping that it'll be covered by insurance. It'll just depend on what the assessor says. But the system is going to keep causing us problems now. It's broken. It needs to be fixed. So, it needs to not just be fixed, it needs to be ripped out of the ground. So not only this part, but now with the new council regulations, the grey water system's going to need to be taken out. The grease trap's going to need to be taken out, and the entire wastewater system for the property is going to have to be changed and upgraded to a new system. Where we're going to get the money from if the insurance doesn't pay, I'm not sure. But that's life on a farm, I guess. You win some and you lose some. And this one will turn into something good. So once we've got the new system, it's going to be all good. We'll have drinkable water coming out the other end because it'll be UV treated and it'll be all good. The only problem is the new system's going to have to run on power, whereas septic system doesn't need any electricity. And if I wanted to have it solar, then it would cost, I think it was about $3,000 to get it solar. So, and it's only going to cost $300 to put it on mains power, and Gavin can do some of that work, so that part's pretty good. But yeah, so we have groundwater fairly high. The plumbers highly recommended that we get a bore put in, so need to find out how much a bore's going to cost and what regulations there are for that. Lots to think about. But yeah, so that's the update on the septic system and the waste, how we deal with waste on the homestead. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to keep up with what's happening and to find out what ends up happening and whether the insurance company ends up helping covering the costs, since this is more flood damage. And we'll bring you along for the journey. Like and subscribe. Bless you. Have a great day.